Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji pranams.
Pranam to you. Yes, let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudire Nastapráyesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamastoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Harinam Paramatmadavam Chaitanyamishwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurum Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesh Punyavadi Pashyati Deshatarane जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय मत श्रीमते जय पताका समिति नाम नमाचार्य पदान्ताय कृपदानि गौर कतदा मदन Hare Krishna devotees will
Hare
continue
Krishna Prabhu. Pranams.
reading Vaishnava Etiquette. Anybody remembers where you stopped last week? Did we read this manual Vaishnava Etiquette lifestyle, Mahaprasad, flower garland? Did we read that?
No Prabhu. Oh
No?
Prabhuji.
Okay. So we'll read from there. Honoring Mahaprasad and Nirmalya. Somebody can read? These are simple one. We'll keep reading. Continue. Move on. Yes, Mataji.
Honoring Mahaprasadam, Nirmalya. Nirmalya refers to the garlands, flowers, chandana, bath water, charanamrita, ghee lamp, and tulasi leaves that the pujari has offered to the Lord during the puja. After the puja is completed, the devotees should accept these items on the beads on the heads, saying Jaya Mahaprasadam. Flowers, garlands. One should not disrespect the Nirmalya by stepping on it or leaving it in an unclean place. After being properly respected, Nirmalya such as garlands and flowers can be collected and disposed in a river, a lake, or the ocean. Devotees accept prasada flower garlands by touching them to the head, wearing them, and smelling them. They accept prasada tulasi garlands simply by touching them to the head and smelling them, but not wearing them. Charanamrita.
Hare Krishna. So maybe we all remember the pastime of. Hey, you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, because I don't know, internet is okay. So pastime of Indra, who disrespected Mahaprasad and just put it on elephant, and he was punished for that. But the point is that Mahaprasad is not different Krishna, so that we have to respect properly. Okay, we'll read continuously. Charanamrita.
Charanamrita. Drinking the bath water of Vishnu is powerful enough to destroy the effects of 1 million sins, such as the killing of other living entities. However, the person who lets even one drop of the sacred bath water fall on the ground must suffer 8 million such sinful effects. The pujari or an assistant should distribute charanamrita to the devotees, who may chant the following verse while drinking and placing it on their heads.
I think
The
we read
water
this.
Sri
I
Radha
remember.
Krishna.
Correct, no? I remember having read this anyway. Sri Radha
Yes,
Krishna
Prabhu.
Padodakam. I think we have read this, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. I don't know.
Prabhuji, we have done this.
Ghee lamp. Did we?
No, Prabhu. We didn't
No?
read Grila.
Okay. Okay. Continue with the ghee lamp then.
No, Prabhu.
Okay.
Ghee lamp.
Hmm.
In traditional temples, the lamp is brought first to Garuda, who stands at the back of the temple. In ISKCON temple, the lamp is brought first to Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, as he is the Vaishnava Shrestha, the leader of the assembled Vaishnavas in order of seniority. Women who are having their monthly cycle should not touch the lamp. The person offering the prasada lamp should be sensitive to the seniority of the assembled devotees. The assembled devotees, however, should not be overly sensitive if missed when the lamp is offered. The lamp is not meant to show respect or honor to us, but rather we are meant to offer respect to the lamp as the Lord's prasada by touching the fire to our foreheads briefly with both hands and saying Jaya Mahaprasadam.
Yeah. I think this is understood. So generally, the lamp should be brought to in the ISKCON temple to Prabhupada, and then if your guru's photo is their guru, then senior Vaishnavas. That's the sequence. But at the same time, not that devotee is saying that, oh, I'm senior, I should come to me first. That's not the purpose. Purpose is to bring Mahaprasas to everybody. But the person offering should look for a senior first. But at the same time, should not make it obvious. The suppose senior is sitting on the corner, we need not run. It should be obvious, but be respect to seniors. Okay, deity clothing. I think this also read. Okay, continue anyway.
Deity clothing. Another type of nirmalya used in is clothing from the deity. Deity clothing which is distributed as prasada of the Lord should be respected. We may respect prasada cloth by keeping it with other worshipable paraphernalia or even by keeping it in a glass frame and hanging it on a wall like a painting or a photograph. One may also wear it, but strictly speaking, it is best not to cut and resew the cloth as is a widespread custom. If cutting and resewing is to be done, it should be only for devotional clothing. Bead bags and costumes for children's drama is acceptable if the drama is for glorification of the Lord. Avoid wearing any prasada cloth below your waist.
I think this also we read last week. Anyway, continue,
Yes,
Mahaprasad.
Prabhuji, all this is done, Prabhuji.
So this one on handling sacred items.
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, we'll continue then. Okay.
Handling sacred items, books, beads, kartals, etc., should not be kept on the floor or in unclean places and should be respected as worshipable paraphernalia.
Yeah, this is
One should not
this is
keep
the important point because while chanting, beads or bead bags should not touch the ground. So many times we see the mridanga they keep on the floor, kartal wherever possible. No, because paraphernalia is not different from Balram. They are like a Balram. So that's why anything engaged in Krishna service should be respected. So should not be kept on the even but many times we see the keeping Bhagavad Gita on the floor. Always there should be some kind of a table or cloth, something should be there too, because we have to keep in a very respectable position. Yeah, Mataji, continue.
One should not touch one's feet to anything sacred or use one's feet to do what could be done with one's hand.
Yeah,
If a
continue.
sacred object falls to the ground or one's foot touches, one should quickly pick it up and touch it to one's head.
For
One
example,
should
if you are
not step.
offering flower, many times what happens, the flower may come fall down. So if you want to re-offer the flower or wash it or at least sprinkle the achamana water and after dusting it or because it should be carefully taken care. Okay, next.
One should not step over books, devotees, prasadam, flowers that have been offered to the Lord or over any sacred articles. All sacred articles should be kept in a neat, clean place and handled with care. They should not be tossed about but carefully handed over from person to person.
Yeah, many times we see that the somebody playing kartal, they're throwing kartal or anything used for Krishna service should not be thrown, should not be handled neglectfully. That's most important. Okay, Mataji, continue.
Sacred items like beads, books, tilak, etc. should not be taken into the bathroom.
Hmm.
One should be very careful in handling pictures of Guru and Krishna. They should be handled with great care and respect.
So while going to bathroom, we should not carry bead bags. So if you are chanting or we are many times we so happen that the bead bag the hanged on neck. If you are going to washroom, either keep it outside or give it to some other devotee who are outside. Because after coming out, washing hand, washing your feet, then only touch the bead bag or anything sacred. Yeah.
Spec- Special mention, one should be careful with offering obeisances that the bead bag in one's hand does not touch the floor. It may be kept aside before offering obeisances.
This is another important point, especially when you do namaskar. If the bead bag is in hand or hanged on a neck, because possible that it may touch the feet or touch the floor. So you should be careful. Either take it out, hang it somewhere, or give it to somebody. Or sometimes devotees what they do that they hold it in the hand such that hand is up and doesn't touch the floor. Preferably hang it somewhere, keep it in the bag so that it doesn't touch the floor. Okay, continue.
One should be very careful in handling deities' paraphernalia like their clothes, jewelry, vessels, etc. For instance, clothes and towels should be nicely folded and kept. The vessels should be placed in a proper place and so on. If one touches one's hand to the floor or anything unclean, one should wash hands before touching deity paraphernalia again.
Yeah, Krishna is not different
A
than
manual of,
yeah, that is heading. Okay,
a manual of
continue.
Vaishnava ethic and lifestyle. Krishna is non different than his paraphernalia, and treating Krishna's paraphernalia badly means to treat Krishna badly. True bhakti will then not appear in our hearts. We have to be conscious at all times that all these different items are not ordinary items, but they are to be used in Krishna's service and therefore worshipable.
Yeah,
Personal habit. One who is serious about spiritual life should rise early in the morning, preferably before the Brahma Muhurta hour, that is 1.5 hours before sunrise. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 3.20.46 purport, the time early in the morning, 1.5 hours before sunrise, is called Brahma Muhurta. During the Brahma Muhurta, spiritual activities are recommended. Spiritual activities performed early in the morning have a greater effect than in any other part of the day.
yeah,
After
continue.
waking up, after waking up, first brush your teeth. One should then bath in cold water and after wearing fresh clothes begin the day's sadhana. Bath should be taken after rising early in the morning. Long naps of more than 1 hour, passing stool, excessively perspiring, or being contaminated in any way after visiting crematorium.
Yeah, so these are the few points. Definitely early rites means before Brahma Muhurta. So which is 1.5 hours before sunrise. Suppose sunrise is at say 6 or 6:15. So 4:30, 4:45, that or that's the time minimum to rise. And the best time for japa, best time for devotional activities because that's the time mind is peaceful and less disturbance outside. Prabhupada's purport also quoted. And the first thing is brush your teeth and then take bath in a cold water, he says. But those who have difficulties, okay, warm water. So okay, but important that taking bath. So there are devotees, they may not take bath immediately. They start chanting, they brush your teeth and start chanting. That's also possible. It's allowed, but preferably taking bath, because sometimes what happens that devotees are not ready to go to washroom, or there a lot of concerns will be there. So they will not have nature's call, may not be get pressure. So in that cases they will chant, then they go, but preferably take bath. Yeah, and also it's mentioned whenever we pass stool or sleep long hours, or go to crematorium, etc., we will take bath, or at least devotees should take at least twice bath. Brahmana is supposed to take bath thrice, but devotees at least twice, morning and evening. Yeah, next.
Personal hygiene and cleanliness should be maintained. Nails should be kept clean and clipped short. Nail clippings should be thrown in the dustbin. Srila Rupa Goswami even mentions that one should carefully clean one's teeth properly and regularly. Hands and legs should be washed after passing water and hands.
Yeah.
And hands should be washed properly with soap after passing stool. Brahmana initiates should wrap their sacred threads around their right ear while using the toilet.
Yeah.
Only the right hand should be used for eating, chanting on the beads, offering something, accepting something, etc. Wash hands, feet, and mouth before and after honoring prasadam. Wash hands after drinking water. Do not spit while eating. Do not spit on water. Sannyasis should bath 3 times a day. Grihasthas and brahmacharis at least twice a day.
Yeah.
Bath after shaving, copulating, or going to a crematorium. One should take rest for about 6 to 6.5 hours every night. Too much sleep or too little sleep is not good for Krishna consciousness.
The
One
sleeping
should
habit, we have to cultivate such a way that, so that sleep early, at least by 9:30, 10 o'clock, if we sleep. So at least by 4 o'clock, we're able to get up, because 6.5 hours sleep. So some people, what they do, that they take kind of a short nap in the afternoon. Such people may be able to sleep less in the night, because the power nap helps them to rejuvenate. That's also possible, but uh, you have to manage our time nicely. Okay, continue.
one should try to sleep on the floor or on a hard surface. Luxurious soft beds should be avoided. It is best to sleep on one's left side, if not then on back, but never on one's stomach. One should not waste Krishna's energy like soap, toothpaste, electricity, water, etc. One should turn off their lights and fans whenever and wherever they are not required.
Yeah.
One should spend Krishna's money discreetly and with responsibility, asking oneself if this expenditure is really necessary for enhancing Krishna's service.
Mm. This is an important point, because especially whatever money earned, we should be supposed to use for Krishna service. So excess using, unnecessarily using money, wasting money should not be done. Instead of that, we should see, is it really required, and how can we save money? How can we use it for Krishna service? This is a kind of a self-analysis we ought to do, so that the point is that what happens if you spend like that, then we'll have to work hard, work more, so that reduces our time for spirituality. So if you save money, it becomes easy for us to kind of manage our Krishna consciousness nicely. Kirtana, yeah, continue.
Kirtana. Leading Kirtana at a satsanga is an honor as one is representing the whole congregation before the deities. Therefore, one should be conscious of this and lead only when one is asked to. We should sing only those kirtanas which are authorized. The Prema Dvani prayers, that is, Jaya Om Vishnu Pada at the end of the Kirtana should be recited by the senior most devotee present. Example, sannyasis or Srila Prabhupada's disciples.
Yeah, so when one who leads a kirtan, we should lead, and the tunes also is we should use what Prabhupada suggested, and there's no need to keep on changing the tune. I mean, nowadays, sometimes kirtan they keep on changing it. That's not recommended. So what Prabhupada said, and follow that. And again, we are singing for the pleasure of the Lord, not to show my talent or not to show, to impress people. That's the important point. Because sometimes what happens is that we do a lot of things to impress others. That shouldn't happen because we are singing for the pleasure of the Lord. And after Arati or Kirtan, there's a Prema Dvani. Namo Vishnu Pada Krishna Prashta Mutali Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti Namani. So, sorry, Namo Vishnu Pada Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And like that, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur ji ki, Haridas Thakur ki jai. Like that, Prema Dhvani is there. So that has to be done by the senior most person in the assembled devotee. Yeah, next.
Only the standard Prema Dvani prayers should be recited except on special occasions like appearance days when the appropriate glorification may be made additionally.
Yeah.
There are there are standard melodies to be sung at specific times of the day. In particular, in the morning program, the Samsara Dava Nala prayers and Hare Krishna Mahamantra should be sung in the morning melody.
Yeah, so we can see that
Kirtana
in the temple, we can see it. Morning when they sing Samsara Dava, it's a very low because it's a morning, right? Samsara Dava Nalali. I mean, it's very low. Whereas afternoon or evening, it can be very, fast tunes. But morning generally very low and, kind of, uh, what do you call, very pleasing tune. Yeah, next.
Kirtana should be simple and led in a way that can be followed and repeated easily by the congregation. All devotees should enthusiastically sing in chorus. All devotees should follow the same melody that the lead singer is singing. Therefore, devotees should pay careful attention at all times.
This is important. When the leader singer sings, we should not sing. Many times we observe that, when he sings also, he or she sings, everybody starts singing. No. Lead singer finishes and follow the same tune. Again, sometimes people see that lead singer sang one tune, others will, do something else. No, we just follow that. Whoever it is, the singer may be child also, but we simply follow the lead singer. That's a etiquette we have to follow. Yeah, next.
Mridanga and Kartala players should be close to lead singer and should watch him carefully and adjust their speed according to his. Therefore, the Kartala and Mridanga players should be extra attentive. The, gen- the general pattern of the morning Kirtana should be Samsara Davanala prayers, Panchatattva mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and Hari Haraye Namaha, Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Where there are two or more Kartala players, they must play in harmony. Similarly, for Mridanga players, Kirtans should be sweet and melodious and not simply loud.
Yeah. So the Kartal players, Mridanga players should go in tune with the lead Kirtanya. If lead Kirtan changes speed, then only increases speed. Because Kirtan should be heard more, not Mridanga's sound or Kartal sound. Kartal, Mridanga sound should go along with the Kirtan. We should not overtake, kind of a Kirtan. Mridanga sound should not be more than a Kirtan or Kartal sound should not be more than Kartal. If the lead singer is singing very softly, Kartala should be very, very soft. Yeah, dancing.
Dancing. Srila Rupa Goswami states that one should learn to dance in front of the deities. Dancing should be graceful and enthusiastic but not violent and wild. Dancing in the traditional Gaudiya way as demonstrated by Srila Prabhupada should be the standard. In addition, Dancing can take place in various formations. For example, rows of devotees rhythmically approaching each other and then receding. Devotees forming rows one behind the other and while continuing to face the deities, moving towards and then away from them rhythmically. Devotees moving in a circle. Please see the illustration. Devotees should take care to see that the formations are maintained and that they are in line. While dancing in formation, devotees should raise hands, hold hands, etc., as may be required for that particular formation. This dancing is not a spectator sport, and devotees should not simply stand and watch. All should participate. However, those who are unwilling, particularly guests and newcomers or those who are sick, should not be forced.
Yeah. So dancing is
Dancing
for
in
the
ways
pleasure of the Lord. So dancing not to show off a talent and should not be violent. I mean, we see sometimes, they dance very rigorously that can damage others also. They can also get damaged. And also it change the mood. The mood is to give a pleasure to the Lord. So the certain steps are shown, like Prabhupada always danced raising hand, or very simple step, so that's okay, but not to excessive kind of violence dance should not be there. Yeah.
Dancing in ways that can cause injury to devotees should be avoided. Example, two devotees clapping hands and spinning because it may be harmful to other devotees, spinning alone with arms outstretched, tossing children and even grown ups in the air or lifting them, pushing excessively while moving in the circle. Men and women should dance in separate portions of the temple. One should watch the lead dancer always and synchronize. The perfect dancing is in Lord Chaitanya's style, with arms raised or folded hands with enthusiasm and devotion.
Yeah. So the conclusion is that
Speech.
dance should be
The
synchronized, simple, and of course, Mataji's Prabhu's separate area should not touch each other or mingle each other. So, and at the same time should be very careful and safely. Okay, speech. Is it okay? We can continue up 9 o'clock like
speech.
this one, or continue Bhagavatam, or you want to take a break? It's 8:45 now. What do you say? You just want to take a break?
Read,
Continue.
Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, read then.
The urge to speak is very strong, and as soon as we get an opportunity, we begin speaking. Srila Prabhupada explains that if we do not speak Krishna Katha, then we speak all sorts of nonsense. Such talk is called prajalpa and
Prajalpa.
is born of our material identification. Thus, devotees must refrain from it.
Yeah, this
All
is a
mundane
important topic, like speaking, in Upadeshamrita says that Vacho Vega Udaro Pasta Vegam. So the urge to speak is so kind of high that when given any opportunity, I want to speak. Even when a discussion, if somebody's talking, somebody want to interfere and talk. Here, the devotees should be very, very careful and take care so nicely so that unnecessarily speaking doesn't happen, and speak carefully also. So the prajalpa, mundane, materialist things should not be spoken. Yeah.
all
Next.
mundane literatures are also practical exhibitions of the urge to speak. Srila Prabhupada explains in the Nectar of Instruction that materialistic people read heaps of newspapers, magazines, and novels, solve crosswords, and do many nonsensical things. In this fashion, people simply waste their valuable time and energy. In the Western countries, old men retired from active life play car- cards, fish, watch television, and debate about useless socio political schemes. All these and other frivolous activities are included in the
Frivolous.
Prajarpa.
Yeah,
Frivolous
frivolous activities.
activities are included in the Prajarpa category. Intelligent people interested in Krishna consciousness should never take part in these activities.
Yeah.
Sri
This
Rupa
is
Goswami
a-
advocates the process of Krishna Katha, talk of all subjects connected to Lord Krishna as a means to counteract the urge to speak. Therefore, if we must talk, we should talk Krishna Katha.
Yeah, this is the
Before
important
we
point
speak, we
because
should talk.
everybody want to speak, right? So best thing is to arrange a small program and start speaking with Krishna. That's why Prabhupada says every house there should be program at least once a week. Some programs. I mean, it's easy. Call two neighbors, three neighbors, and you have a Bhagavad Gita or Bhakti Vishra modules are there. Just read and speak, so that we have a urge to share something. Even small children, we ask them, they want to share. So especially the Bhakti Vishra module said that there is interaction. Each one is given a chance to speak. So when they speak, they feel that they're recognized, they feel appreciated. So this is why the Prabhupada always insisted that we should have smaller groups, because in a center or the temple program, everybody will not get a chance to speak because the bigger the crowd, time takes more. That's why the smaller groups, small house program, Bhakti Vishra programs should happen. So everybody gets a chance to speak and everybody can share their ideas and their thought process. So that's why we should use smaller Krishna conscious programs. Yeah.
Before we speak, we should ponder whether is it necessary, is it kind,
One second.
preaching,
One second. I think it's gone. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
is
Devotees.
it right? Devotees should avoid speech that offends, particularly blasphemy of devotees, which is the first offense against the holy name. Vaishnava Aparadha will surely choke our tender devotional creeper very quickly.
Yeah. This is another important point. Vaishnava Aparadha. Speaking harsh words or taunting words or sarcastic words. These are the things we should avoid. I mean, generally, sometime even devotees also, you know, sometime knowingly, sometime unknowingly. Some people are habituated, speaking sarcastically or speaking harsh words. We should be very careful because it can harm others. Sometimes we may not be intended. Our intention may not be good, may not be that hurting others, but that word can hurt others. Should be very careful. I mean, conscious of it. If at all something happened, after that you realized you should ask for forgiveness because hurting others, Vaishnava Prada is the most dangerous thing because even Vaishnava may, pardon us, Krishna will not pardon. Should be very careful. But it doesn't mean that we should not stop talking. We should talk. This is where balance is required. Suppose somebody is doing some service, and the other person making mistake. It doesn't mean that I should keep quiet saying that Vaishnava Prada. No, we have to correct it. Because if you don't correct it, the other person will continue to make mistakes. So communication also important and correction is also important and without offending. So you have to see the time, place, circumstances, what, when, how we say that. So plus to whom we say that, these are all should be taken care. Okay, we'll read next one. Preaching.
Preaching. Our actions and behavior are our best preaching because actions speak louder than words. As the saying goes, your actions speak so loud that I cannot hear what you are saying.
Hmm.
Preaching means to change the heart, not simply to defeat someone intellectually.
Yeah, these are the 2 points very important. Preaching doesn't mean that giving the class. I mean, not the only, yes, giving class, also preaching, but preaching is more of our behavior, our actions. So that is the preaching. So with that, people get attracted. So that's why our behavior has to be correct. And Prabhupada says preaching doesn't means that defeating others. Say other person may have a different opinion or maybe different faith. So defeating him is not the concern or not the purpose. Purpose is to communicate the message so that he understands, he or she takes. So that's the important point. So everybody has to preach. Prabhupada wanted, everybody, "Yare dekho kare taho Krishna upadesa." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said that. So everybody has to preach, but you have to see time, place, circumstances. And I should never think that I'm not qualified. I mean, there are many devotees I know I'm not qualified. I don't have, no. Prabhupada given a qualification to everybody. In our own level, each one of us can preach. So that's where we have to use our intelligence, use our, whatever the time, place, circumstance given for the pleasure of the Lord. Yeah.
This does
Continue.
not mean, of course, that we should not present our philosophy properly. All devotees must endure to study Srila Prabhupada's books and understand them thoroughly and try to present faithfully what one has submissively read and heard. There
Yeah.
is
So
no
again, important point is that reading Prabhupada books. If I read properly, I'll be able to present properly. Or if I hear, I will be able to present properly. Those who wrote it in the class, we see in the discussion, right? When the question they asking itself, we can make out, are they read or not? This, but asking question is not bad. Definitely ask questions, but ask questions relevant, and that will come only when we pay attention to the classes or read properly. At least daily reading habit we have to develop, or hearing habit we have to develop, then becomes easy for us, and it helps to preaching also, so that we are able to answer others questions very systematically, convincingly. Yeah.
there is no need to read other books or go to other philosophers to learn how to preach. The humble servant of the spiritual master is the best preacher. The
Yeah.
principle of preaching is nicely described by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Yena kena
Ekena
prakara
prakarena mana Krishna nimeshyate.
somehow or other one must think of Krishna.
So preaching doesn't mean that we need to know big philosophy, big things. No, preaching is that whatever heard as it is, give it to others. So, like yesterday we were discussing, like if we know Krishna is supreme personality God, yes, we can tell, or we can tell them to simply chant the holy name. Or the more we know, we can share, because when we share, our learning increases. We are able to memorize better. Our retention power increases by sharing. Sharing is more important than, because that helps to kind of our own practice also. That's why preaching is so important. Yeah.
Ultimately, what will change people's heart is not simply the philosophy that we are speaking, but mainly to what extent we have imbibed the philosophy in our lives and realized that knowledge practically.
Hmm. This is the important point. We might give many philosophies, many theories. They may not accept it. If our actions are good, then they will take it up. That's why, all of us should start something. Start small programs. Sometimes may feel no, either they may say I don't have qualification, I don't know, or who will come. No, people will come. Some people may not come, but we still try. Every week, at least one program should happen. Every house program should happen. That will help, our own spiritual advancement. And also, Prabhupada will be more pleased with such devotees. Okay, next.
Our preaching should generally be done in a humble attitude and not in the attitude of superiority. When preaching, we should simply repeat the words of the spiritual master and deliver his message like a postman, and we should never think that we know more than the previous acharyas. How to preach? We are empowered to the degree we are submissively preaching their words.
Yeah,
One
this is
must
an important point. Where before preaching, sincere prayer to the spiritual master and Prabhupada, because with my tiny intelligence, I cannot preach. Because of their mercy, because of their, showing showering the mercy on me, I can speak few words. So that's why my dependence on them is more important. Yeah.
One must show compassion and concern for the person one in preaching to. One may need to even pay attention to his petty material problems if necessary. One must speak the truth, but according to the desha, kala, and patra, that is place, time, and people. Our goal is to make people Krishna conscious, and we should preach keeping this in mind and do what is needful.
Yeah, this is the important point again. Time, place, circumstance, kala, patra. But at the same time, give the message as it is. Sometime what happens, okay, when we go to very rich man's house, suppose he is a meat eater, there we cannot say that meeting it is okay. No, maybe we can, you know, mildly say that, or at least keep quiet. Don't defend or don't support that. I remember when we were in Abu Dhabi, His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj had come. We had invited one, the businessman, restaurant person. So Maharaj was talking to each one. Maharaj asked his name. He said his name. Then Maharaj asked, "What you do?" He said, "Business." "What business?" "Hotel." "What hotel?" He said, "Everything." "What do you serve?" "Everything," he said. Then Maharaj asked, "Do you know where you're going to go?" I mean, that one sentence, what Maharaj did, that struck his heart. And later I know he has stopped that business and got into, vegetarian business. The point is that we have to communicate right, but without hurting. He didn't say that you are a sinner, you are papi. He didn't say that. He just said mildly, please take care where you're going to go. That message has to be given, but at the same time should be given. So we'll stop here. Mataji, if you can note down in your book also. Anybody downloaded the book?
Yes, Prabhuji.
No problem.
Okay, no problem. No, note down. We'll continue Thursday. Okay, we'll come back to Bhagavatam.
Good.